Tom Hanks can suck my butt.
Steve has problems when we compare ourselves to anything.
Welcome to Then You Ruined It, a podcast where two dorks try not to make a simple conversation weird and fail every time.
So I have a thing, I'm sure there's like a name for the tendency that I have, but I'm very, very good with faces. And specifically with like, I'll be watching something with my wife and we'll see some old movie and see some kid actor. It's like, that's totally Noah Wyle. She's like, who? You know, the dude from ER and he's in other things. It does look like him. God, I hate when you do that. Because she knows I'm right. And I'll look it up and I'm like, yeah, he was totally in an episode of whatever this is we're watching. And that's him. And that's, I just recognized it because I just can see like, you know, the faces and recognize people from things to other things, which is not as difficult, I don't think. But it's like age, you know, I can like, oh yeah, when they age, you know, 50 years, that's going to be this person. So I can absolutely tell you that that's that person. And I just had that happen. Is why it comes to mind. I'm watching, of all movies, the Garbage Pail Kids movie, which something that would have been, I feel like, right up my alley as a kid. But at the end of the movie, there is a fashion show, and the woman who is like emceeing the fashion show is, I haven't looked it up yet, but I know I'm totally right because I haven't not seen her in anything else. It is the woman who plays the older version of Gina Davis's character at the end of A League of Their Own.
Okay, let's find out. Let's do this live. IMDb
okay,
that.
There's no question because it's absolutely her because I've not seen her in anything else. And also I remember seeing at the end of that movie that her come in and I'm like, is digital aging? Like, digital aging wasn't even a thing back then, but it's like, is makeup that good? Because that has to be Gina Davis. That is just older Gina Davis. And, you know, hearing years later, somebody say like, no, it's totally such and such actress. It's not, they just got a really good lookalike. I'm like, but it looks just like her and even sounds like her. And no, it's not, it's totally a different person. So, okay. League of, not off. Thank you, Google. You're not helping here. A League of Their Own, Gina Davis. Okay, so I'm going to say older Gina Davis.
I was going to say her character's name.
Her character was Dottie Hinson.
Correct.
I remember now. So, Dottie Hinson older, or whatever it's going to say. Let's see. You've seen this movie, right? This is one of the best movies ever made. If you haven't seen A League of Their Own, go watch it right now. Pause this podcast.
No, don't listen to him. We're better. Tom Hanks can suck my butt.
Steve has problems when we compare ourselves to anything.
All of human history has led to this show. We are the epitome of culture.
Like I said, problems. I would never think of myself like that. Older Dottie is played by Lynn Cartwright, which I feel like that is a very well-known actress's name. Well, maybe not, because she was in A League of Their Own, but she was also in The Wasp Woman, Queen of Outer Space, the Garbage Pail Kids movie as fashion show host. Hot damn, the streak is alive.
I hate when you do this.
Yeah, it's understandable, but also, damn it, it's one of the only things I have, so let me have this. Ooh, man, I am gonna check out her filmography. She is also in The Erotic Adventures of Robin Hood as Lady Sally Forth. Oh, I will Sally, and it will be forth. The Girls on the Beach. She's in a lot of, I don't know if these are like actually X-rated, but it's like girly movies. The Girls on the Beach.
Well, she had to put her time in the exploitation racket, and then she finally was paid off by being old Gina Davis.
I mean, hey, it's a calling. It's a living. She unfortunately passed away in 2004. Died young. She was 76. You know, normally I wouldn't say 76 is young, but I know enough older people at church that will say, oh man, they passed away young. How old were they? 85. It's like, what? You're saying that because you're 87.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, we'll go with that. Sure. You live your lie. She only had one spouse and one child. We're not going to do a whole podcast about her, but Lynn Cartwright. That is her. And she is, in her day, no wonder she was in those movies. Look at this smoke show.
Hey, there you go.
Hubba.
She could Gina Davis anytime.
What a hitter. Again, a joke you would know if you've seen A League of Their Own. Just a short little aside of something that pisses off my wife that I'm very good at.
All right. There you go.
She's always yelling at me, if I do something or if I get like praise for something or she gives me praise for something. I'm terrible at taking a compliment. And now my daughter is like the same thing to the point where it makes it extremely awkward when we're with somebody and they pay her a compliment. And like, okay. Yeah, it's like, we're like, just say thank you. Thank you. She like nervously laughed.
How mean are you to this girl?
We're not mean. We are happy to give her compliments when she deserves them. But
the way you said that tells me she doesn't deserve it very often.
based on the attitude I just dealt with when I was upstairs, I just come downstairs and I just think to myself, was I this big a piece of shit to my parents? And were they constantly murmuring that to themselves? And how long did it last?
Yes. Yes, you were.
I know, but I can't believe it.
We just talked about how you wouldn't let your parents sleep alone.
To be fair, yes, that probably was both of them murmuring under their breath, but especially my dad. I was a teenage cock block.
Wait, you were a teenager? You were sleeping with your parents as a teenager?
I said that because it works better with like a phrasing. I was a teenage blah blah. No, I don't think I was a teenager. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, good.
I was a grade school whatever. It doesn't roll off the tongue. It doesn't have the same. Doesn't sound like a film. No, definitely not a teenager. But still, I would hate my kid if they were that for me.
Oh, I have. I did, and I did. Oh, we fixed it.
Fixed it? Oh God.
Yeah, well, she
That
doesn't sleep in her room anymore.
Okay. So it was literally like the dog you don't need. It was like a child.
It was like literally like the child that grew up into the point where like, you shouldn't be here anymore. You're 8.
So there was never a threat of you're going to see something you don't want to see if you stay in here.
Yeah, well, actually, so we kicked her out of our room when she was much younger than that. But then she took my wife with her through the COVID years. That was at least manageable because you can schedule around that. Because she'd be like, okay, I'm going to come in when I go to bed in 3 hours. She's like, okay. And so long as she had her there in the morning, she was fine. So, it's kind of a timeshare situation, but it worked out.
Yes, but I guess when you do a timeshare, you're using it for the same thing. In this case, your daughter's using for sleeping and you're using for sex.
Wait. Okay. Airbnb.
What is the P&V?
Oh, come on. You got to know what P&V means.
I do, but I wanted to hear it from you.
No, my daughter just came home. I need to change the topic.
Such a shoot down moment. Not shoot down, really. But so when you get older, you schedule it. You hope for it. You pine for it. The sex when you're married and you have kids, because it's rare and a scared little deer when you do find it. You don't want to scare it away. You nurture it. You quiet. You only say the right things. No sudden movements. And so I was listening to a podcast with of all guys, the Scrubs guys. They were talking to some sex therapists, and they were talking about nothing kinky or whatever, but they were saying women, we talk about men want sex all the time, and it's that they can have it whenever they want, and the women, they just put up with it or whatever. But they're saying it's actually it can be really stressful and like anxiety inducing for a man. If they fear they're going to be shot down, they just don't say anything, and that can cause it to just not happen for a long time. And both people are thinking the same thing the entire time, but nobody wants to say anything because it's just I don't want to. The fear of being rejected, even if you're a married couple, is still there. And I'm listening to that and I'm just thinking, yeah, absolutely. Like I feel like I have to come up with a clever, fun, like a pun to use, like, haha, my disarming charm got her. She'll sleep with me tonight. It's like every time. It's like I have to find like the in. It's like you said, the P&V. That's perfect, because that would be some stupid joke that would come up like the day before, and then the next day in the morning, like before, we're like heading out for our separate things. She's going to her desk to work, and I'm going to take our son to school, taking down to the bus stop. So interested in a little P&V tonight. And it'd be so stupid, but it would work. And I'd be like, yeah, all right. It's like, yes. And the rest of that day is, everything just rolls off my back. I told my wife, I listened to the podcast and I was telling her about that. And I was like, it's a real thing. And she just laughed. Oh, shut up. It's like, no. You listen to my feelings, you shrew.
You and your medical experts can just shut up.
Yeah. I was taken aback. And also, like, you don't understand how hard it is for me. And then, I mean, I am.
No one suffers more in the modern world than us white men.
You don't have to be a white man. Yeah, it's the two dudes from Scrubs. One is Scrubs and one is Black Scrubs.
Is that how they introduce themselves?
No, it's a joke from Family Guy.
Great. Oh, yeah, boo. Now I don't like it.
Hey, there's some funny, clever things that come out of Family Guy. Not much, but there are a clever line or two.
I've watched plenty of video essays trying to defend Family Guy, and I'm still not here.
Oh, I would never watch any of those. No. I mean, you can watch it for yourself and determine, but do not know. Never video essays about Family Guy. Spend your time better other places.
These are channels that I quite enjoy. Their Futurama or Rick and Morty or Disenchanted videos. So I thought, oh, if they say Family Guy's not that bad, I'll check it. I'll let them convince me. Okay. And then I get like halfway through and I'm like, no, is this an April Fool's video? Like, when did this come out?
Then your whole world is turned upside down. Maybe none of those were ever right. Maybe all the shows I've watched have sucked.
No, they're pretty good. I'll defend any of those.
If you can't find anything to watch, I suggest looking up IMDb, going to Lynn Cartwright. CartWright. She seems to have some films I think you might like.
Get turned down. Time to pound.
I was going to say, get turned down. Going to Spanktown.
Been denied. She'll make it Cartwright, if you know what I mean.
That's too much. Again, you had it and you scared the deer away. You were feeding it, and then the knife in the other hand frightened it. Ran for its life.
It's a strange way to go about it, but sure.
Like with trying to initiate sex when you're a married person, you take what you got.
You've accused me of some forced metaphors before, sir. That one takes the Thank you for joining us for another episode of Then You Ruined It. If you enjoy our flavor of nonsense, please like and subscribe wherever you found us. And please share with your friends and cooler family members.